Today. Hi, my name is Ram. I am your trainer. I will tell about myself in a second, but it would be really nice if you unmute and say a few things about yourself. I'll start with Gopi. Hi there.
Yeah, hi.
Hello. What do you do and what are your course expectations? Let us keep it short.
Okay, I'm working as a software engineer for the past 2 years. So I'm working in Java domain. So I'm
Um,
interested to switch my career into AWS. So I need to learn. So that's why.
okay. Okay, fine, great. Guna, are you there? Rahul, Apu, Shahid. Rahul, yes, please go ahead.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Myself Rahul. Previously, I worked for a company as a DevOps engineer, and I'm a certified AZ 400 as well as 104.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got a layoff due to recession.
All right.
Yeah, just I need to upgrade my skills, and I'm trying for a job for DevOps only.
Great, great.
Yep.
Um, Abdul, Apu, Shahid, anyone? Do you want to say a word? I will take it as a no, and then I'll start the demo for today. So, let me share my screen to you. My screen should be visible to you by now. Can you see my screen? Can you please respond? I want this to be two-way communication so that we can talk
Yes.
wonderfully with each other and finish the demo as soon as possible. I'm not going to bore you or waste your time. Let's keep it interactive. Let's keep it uh, functioning and wonderful, just like DevOps. So, can you see my screen? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, welcome to the DevOps Master Course demo with Dashram Technologies. This is an introduction class or a demo class. So, before going to the demo, let me tell you a few things about me. I am your trainer. So, basically, you will be seeing know your trainer now. So, I am your trainer. I currently work as a DevOps engineer with a reputable MNC. Can't tell the name of it because most of you are working. So I have around total experience of 8+ years and training experience of 6 years. I have the certifications. I got certified from AWS with AWS Solution Architect Associate, and I am also an Azure administrator, just like you said. One of you said. Conducted corporate sessions for iTelligence, BSIT, different other companies. Um, I usually teach people with practical and hands-on training. My sessions are usually completely hands-on and engaging sessions will be there. And that's it about me. I love teaching, so I have a great passion to teach, and that's why I'm here. So I work and train people, work and train simultaneously, and you're here for the DevOps. So let's not waste time and dive into the world of DevOps. So, what is DevOps basically? Every time, every other time somebody comes in and says DevOps. What is this DevOps? Why this DevOps? Let us have a look at it once. So, before going to know about the DevOps, we have to understand something called software development lifecycle. Nobody will start with this, right? Extremely boring sometimes because you're saying software development lifecycle. Oh no. But you have to learn about it. If you're not learning about it, how are you going to know what you're going to do as a DevOps engineer? So, first, let us start with something called the software development lifecycle. What happens in software development lifecycle? What happens in the software companies? Usually, software companies either are service based or product based. Yes. In the service-based, you will be making softwares for some client, and then the product-based, you will be making the software for the market or for the people directly. So anyway, a software company develops softwares and markets them. That's what they do. Even if you take a phone that is in your hand, an iPhone or an Android phone, you will be seeing an operating system that is running on it, either iOS or Android or some other things, or Symbian. You have different operating systems that are there. So this is one software that you're using in your day-to-day life, right? So what happens in the software development life cycle, and why DevOps is the question that will be coming into picture. Usually, if you come into the world of DevOps, you need to understand that the main agenda is to make the software go to users, or the applications go to users. So you have an idea, basically. You company gathers the requirements, and according to the requirements, they code, then test, then build, then deploy, and monitor. This is what happens with every other software that is there in the market, right? So now, what is happening here? So basically, you have an idea, you will be writing the requirements for it, you will be coding using Java or Python or any other other language you have, then you will be testing, then you will be building the entire code into one artifact, and then you will be taking that artifact and putting it on somewhere live, and then your software starts running. This is the common thing which you will be seeing. But we are not talking about the common things that are going there. So what is happening here is we are in the world of continuous integration and continuous delivery. This is heart of DevOps. This is heart of DevOps. Earlier, DevOps engineers were called build and release engineers. What is this build and release engineering? You ensure that a software is going out of your company smoothly. You're building and releasing a software without a problem. Then you have different versions that are involved in the softwares. For example, you are using an iOS operating system. It is 18.0.1 or something. If you are using an Android phone, it should be around 12 or 13. I don't know about Android, but 11, 12, 13, anything. 12, I guess, the recent one is. So if you are observing this, there are 17 major versions in this previously and 11 major versions in this previously. And there is continuous addition or updation or bug fixel or anything that is happening that is leading to the new features or the bug fixes. So your software which you are using in the day-to-day lifetime is enhancing rapidly from time to time. So when it is enhancing rapidly from time to time, there are people who are making this thing happen without any frictions or roadblocks. What happens here? Usually what happens here is a cycle that you have an idea, you implement it, you test it, then you build it, then you deploy it, observe it. From the observation, you will get ideas. And by using the ideas, again do this. This is the circle of development these days. So whenever you are talking about DevOps, whenever you're talking about DevOps, you can see that multiple people are getting involved here. Your business analysts are here. Your developers are here. Your testers are here. Your ops teams are here. So several teams are coming together to make a software come into life. So what is DevOps basically? The word DevOps is combination of two words, that is dev and ops. Dev means development. Ops means operations. Development, operations. What does the developers usually do and focus their work around? They want to write the code. They want to integrate the code. They want to make the new features available in a software. What does the ops people want? They want the servers to be ready, the infrastructure that the servers are sitting on ready, so that they can bring this particular application and run it in the environments. And then there are security people also that are sitting around seeing if there are any vulnerabilities that are there here or here. So there are a lot of people who are getting involved in this process. And this DevOps ensures the communication between the teams. DevOps is a set of principles that are there. So usually DevOps as a concept or as a solution is a combination of cultural philosophies, practices, and tools. DevOps is not a software. DevOps is not a software. It is cultural philosophies, nuances, practices, tools that are coming together to work with each other. Whenever you are talking about this DevOps, you will be seeing this particular infinity symbol. This infinity denotes CI, CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment. So what is happening here? Infinity symbol means what? Infinity symbol means something that is running continuously. If you go ahead and have a look at the infinity symbol of DevOps, let me open that and show it to you. When you go ahead and have a look at the infinity symbol of DevOps, you can see various stages that are there here. So the first stage is planning. In planning, the requirement gathering is done. The requirement gathering is done for what? For making the software. According to the requirement, also they will see what type of platform they should be using, what type of operating systems they should be using, what type of language they should be using, what IDEs they should be working with, etc., etc., etc. They will get the planning done. Once the planning is done using Java or Python or any other language, they will start writing the code. For what? For example, let us take a simple calculator application for this. When you are taking the simple calculator application, what are the requirements that will come into picture? 1 to 9 numbers you should be having. Correct? Whenever you press the particular number, that should be visible on a screen. 7, 8, 9, 0, and then let us say point here, and then let us say 1 equal to here, and then plus, minus, into, divided by, modular division, divided by. These are the things which you will be seeing usually. So, and one all cancel button over here, for example. You want to make this particular calculator application. So what programming language you want to use in this? I want to use Java language. So what your developers will be doing is they will be writing small programs. And these small programs are put on something called GitHub. GitHub is a repository where they will be putting the code. This is a repository hosting service, and then on this you will have a particular folder or a repository in which they will be pushing all these files into. So once the code is ready, the next step is building. What is building? You have the small programs that are written in Java, right? All these are integrated together with by using a build tool like Maven. And once they use the build tool like Maven, all the small Java files which you are seeing here will now become a var file. Means the integrated file. Once the integration is done, here the code also, on the code also, they will be doing unit testing, they will be doing the code quality testing, etc., etc. We will be seeing step by step later on. But let us understand the basic concept of it. So once the build is done, the testing is done on the build, and it will be ready for the release. Once it is ready for the release, it will be thrown onto a container. Basically, container is nothing but something similar to VM, but it is very small. It will be having the hardware, it will be having the environment to run your particular web. So this is an isolated environment where you can keep your software and run it without a problem. So the deployment is done. Once the deployment is done, what happens? The deployed software is now made available to the users. And the users will start working with that particular application. For example, I am pressing modular division and it is not working. I will send a bug request or a bug report to the company. Or otherwise, my calculator is sometimes not loading well. If at all, if your software is a web application, if huge traffic goes on to the web application, it may come down. Something like that, some hindrances are coming. Where will you observe all these things while you are operating whatever bugs or whatever recommendations of updates are there, you will be monitoring everything. Once you have monitored for the next version of your calculator, which is a better version with more features, you can plan accordingly. You can plan, again code, again build, again test, again release, and this time you will be giving 1.1. And then you will be doing it again 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. Like this, the major update 2.0. Like this, multiple updates will be pushed to you. This you all will be observing these small minor updates that are sent to your phone all the time. For example, if you are using iOS, you will be getting automatically updates pushed to your phone. Even if you are using Android, if there are any security bug fixes, if there are any major updates, if some features are not working, they will send you updates continuously. So this is a process that is running continuously without a problem. So now, whenever you have understood that this is the thing that is happening, you have to understand what are the things that are involved in this DevOps. What are the things that are involved in this DevOps? I have already told you. DevOps is combination or amalgamation of different types of tools that are coming together to work together. So first of all, you will be gathering the requirements. Once the requirements are gathered, tickets are raised for the developers. And according to the tickets, developers will write the code, small chunks of code, and they will be pushing the chunks of code onto the repository that is on GitHub. So all the code goes into GitHub. Once the code goes into GitHub, there is a tool called Jenkins. This is like the brain and heart of CI/CD. This decides how the other tools work, what other tools work, etc., etc. This we will see in a moment. Jenkins is connected to something called Maven. Maven is a build tool. For example, let us say I am using Java to make my application. So Jenkins tells to Maven that I have got some code that is pushed down to this particular repository that is there on GitHub. I know the GitHub repository. You will be configuring the GitHub repository in here. And Jenkins will know that the code has been pushed. Once the code has been pushed, it will say Maven, I got the code ready. Then Maven talks to something called Sonar Cube. This Sonar Cube is used for code quality testing. So for example, you have said the code quality is around 90%, 98% code quality. Once the code quality is met, SonarQube will come to Maven and say, boss, whatever code you have sent, I have compiled it. It is ready to be built. Then the Maven will build these entire chunks of code into something called var file. There are different types of files that are there. There is EAR file, there is EXE file, there is MSI file. There are different types of files that are there. According to the platform you are using, according to the build tool you are using, you will be getting different things. Then from the Maven, the dependency check is done on the var file. So what does the dependency check do? It will run a vulnerability scan on the jar. Once there are no vulnerabilities, it is sent into Nexus repository. Nexus repository is an artifactory where you will be saving multiple versions or Maven release snapshots. For example, version 1.1, version 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, like this, multiple Maven builds will come into the repository and sit. Once it is on repository, the var file is now taken into Docker for build and tag. And then here, Aqua Trivi, a tool comes into picture, and this Trivi will do the vulnerability scanning on the Docker image and says everything is okay or not. So what is Docker basically? Docker is basically a container. You might have heard about the virtual machines, right? The virtual machines are the machines that are made on a host machine, right? But virtual machines are not portable. So you want something that is bite size, just like a computer that can run your var file. Simply, it will have some memory. It will have the environment to run your particular var file, and also it will be having a chunk of hardware that is there in it. This is an isolated environment. As it is an isolated environment, you can make multiple var files and run them by using Docker. So that is about the container, the basic of the container, very basic of the container, high level. So now Aqua Trivi does the vulnerability scan and says Docker that you can push the image now. Where will the Docker push the image now? It will push the image into Kubernetes. Kubernetes is used for the container orchestration. It is used for handling multiple containers. So from here, onto the particular deployed onto Kubernetes application, penetration testers will come and use some tools like Zap. And the deployed application is monitored using Prometheus, Grafana, other tools. There is a lot, right? Sir, but you have forgotten Terraform and Ansible. Somebody should shout now, right? Terraform, Ansible. So what are these again, sir? Sir, these are all the tools that are there. Where are these tools sitting on? These are sitting on servers, particularly Linux servers, and particularly Red Hat Enterprise Linux servers. So Red Hat Enterprise Linux servers, if you want to make the tools available, you need to understand that you need to continuously update the tools, update the environment, maintain the environment, do the system administration, etc. To automate all these things, you have something called Ansible. Ansible is a configuration management tool. By using the playbooks that are written in the language called YAML, which is YAML ain't markup language, we will be writing the code so that the system administration can be done on the server. Okay, sir, the tools are sitting inside servers and you are doing the server maintenance by using Ansible. Very good, sir. Nice. Then where are the servers sitting on, sir? The servers are either sitting on in your data center or in your cloud. There are so many cloud service providers that are there. There are so many cloud service providers that are there. You might have heard AWS, Azure, GCP. There are several things. So what happens here whenever somebody did the Azure certification here? What did you do in the Azure administration? You will be logging in into the console. Once you log into the console, you will be making some applications. You will be making the network where, you will be making some virtual machines or the instances. You will be making a network. On the network, you will make these servers sit, etc., etc. Remaining things you will be doing. You will be doing DNS. You will be doing different other things that are there. So I have a huge project that has around 10,000 servers or 20,000 servers or 6,000 servers or 7,000 servers, thousands of servers. Can I go to the console and do each and everything now? I cannot. So that is why you have infrastructure as a code tool called Terraform. This Terraform is made by HashiCorp. That is why we will be using HCL language in it, which is HashiCorp language. Now you got the whole idea that there are several tools that are involving in here. So where should we start is the question that will come into picture. That is one question that will be haunting for every DevOps engineer. Where should I start? There are so many tools. So where should you start? So if you go back to the presentation, you can see it here that, one second. Give me a second. So if you see it here, where should we start? You have to understand that there are three musketeers for every DevOps engineer's success. They are Linux, cloud expertise, and DevOps. First, you have to start with learning Linux. In Linux, what you will be learning is the question that will be coming into picture. Many of the people who you go to will be saying, what? Sir, you just learn Linux basics, then you learn AWS, then you learn DevOps tools. In DevOps tools, we will be making you learn the cloud formation templates as infrastructure as code, etc., etc. Nonsense, bullshit. First of all, you have to learn the complete system administration and server administration of Linux. Then you have to learn something called shell scripting. Then you have to learn something called shell scripting. So first you have to learn Linux. In Linux, both the system and server administrations you need to learn. Complete you have to. Then you will understand the server behavior. Without understanding the server behavior, how will you be able to deal with the tools that are running on it? You can't. Then you will be learning shell scripting. This shell scripting is useful many ways. It will be useful in Docker also sometimes. So this shell scripting basically does what? It will automate. It can automate a series of tasks or repeated work that is done on Linux. So that is shell scripting. Once shell scripting is over, you have to start with AWS. In AWS, you have to learn until AWS Solution Architect Associate level. This will give you the total idea about how to run the softwares particularly and how to work with different types of services that are there. Once you have done this, you need to understand that your Linux basics will still come into picture here. If you are using users, if you have learned users and group management in Linux, IAM is a cakewalk for you. Identity access management, same concept. If you have learned DNS in Linux, Route 53 becomes a cakewalk for you. If you are learning how to make the virtual machines, etc., over here in Linux, it becomes easy to becomes a cakewalk for you. If you have the networking basics in Linux ready with you, VPC will become a cakewalk for you. Already 1, 2, 3, 4 services you have completed in AWS. That is why I always tell people that 35% of your learning stays in Linux and shell scripting. Then AWS, after AWS, we will be starting the DevOps tools, and we will be starting with Git, Terraform, Ansible, Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes basics. Also, we will be having a look at Prometheus, Grafana, SonarQube, your artifactory called Nexus repository, etc., etc. We will also do complete hands-on of this, and we will know the integrations between tools also step by step. We will be doing 3 projects inside this particular course, which will give you hands-on about Docker usage with CI/CD, Jenkins, complete hands-on of Jenkins, Groovy, pipelines, different types of pipelines, freestyle projects, pipeline as code projects, multi-branch pipelines. We will be dealing with many, many things. Git integration with the Terraform, we will be seeing. Different things we will be seeing in this. The total from Linux to DevOps, we also call this curriculum as DevOps 0 to Hero. And it will take nearly 2.5 months to finish this particular course and to become the DevOps engineers. Everything will be hands-on in this, making you proficient at each and every level. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me now. I can take the questions now. Any questions for me? Any questions from your side? Feel free to ask your questions. If you have any questions, you can ask us.
So, Gobi, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Ankita?
No, I don't have any questions.
Ankita?
Yeah, I want to one thing confirm, like any real-time based project we have to do, yeah, like only whatever the theoretical we have to do.
We will do it complete hands-on from day one. You will be working with the AWS machines to simulate the projects that we run in real time.
Okay.
Nothing is, see, 90% of what you will be learning is hands-on. It's not like you will be sitting and listening to the boring lectures. And you will be having the tasks given to you, assessments taken. So it's complete hands-on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Anyone else?
Nadagoda?
Arvind, Appu, Rahul, Arjun. I think there are no questions, Ganesh. Somebody is in the chat. Somebody is in the chat. Let me have a look at it. How about job safety for DevOps compared to other testing? Testing don't ever up don't ever compare it to testing. Testing is the first neck that gets cut. See, basically you are into the release, right? DevOps engineers are so important for the companies because they make the softwares go out and they work with different tools. They have multiple tools in their skill set. So hacking down a DevOps engineer is a big deal for a company. So usually they won't hack DevOps engineers unless and until they don't work well. So job safety is there. Will you take this course from scratch? And could you please tell me about the career longevity and what about AI in DevOps? See, DevOps is an ocean to start with, first of all. So I will start it from the scratch. By the way, I will start with what is operating system on the first class, and then in the last class you will be dealing with a multi-branch pipeline. So that makes a huge difference in what you have learned in these 2.5 months. And then the career longevity, it's a completely evolving field, first of all. And compare it to 6 years back, 7 years back, the tools are now standardized. They are not making huge changes to it. And anywhere, if you want to start in DevOps, first start with DevOps and then learn something else like DevSecOps or something else after securing a job in this. That makes it easy for you. So I think I have answered your question, Arvind. But the companies are accepting SRE DevOps. Yeah, I'll tell you. But the companies are expecting SRE from DevOps guys. Will this course help us? Yes, yes. So SREs basically work with Terraform, Ansible. These are the site reliability engineering guys. So you are learning CI/CD over here, which makes you DevOps engineer, and also the tools that are helpful for you to become an SRE. So it covers both. SRE, you call it, DevOps, you call it, Linux administrator level 3, you call it, application support level 3, you call it. We will cover everything in this because you have vast set of tools that are there here. I answered your question, Rahul. Next, any other questions you have? We need practical scenarios, right? So interview, they will ask real, yes. So we will be talking about the practical scenarios only. It is complete hands-on. We will be dealing with each and everything, and we will also discuss some of the things I have faced over the span of 8 years or 9 years until now. It is going close to 9 anyway. So we will be dealing with. You will also have a look at the. You will also have. The opportunity to peep into my career and understand what I have faced until now. So that stands as practical scenarios also. So, and I'll also tell you the solutions for them. So that makes it easy for you to cover those things which you have asked. Any other questions? You can ask me any question, no problem. I can answer you. But not about the fee, the timings, etc. Ganesh deals with them. So you should talk to Ganesh about them. If you have anything else regarding the DevOps, regarding the course, regarding the career, anything you can ask. Job safety, I have already told you, Apu. It is safe. It is 100% safe. It is one of the leading skills. If you go ahead and Google it, it will be on the top 10 skills in IT. So pretty safe. I have already answered this question. The only thing is you need to have the skill to survive. Then the job safety follows. Anything else, guys? I'm having a look at the chat. You can send me the message if you're not comfortable talking. Any other questions? I was interested. Yeah, I told you, right? See, can't comment on the professions right now, but if I have to tell you, if they want to hack someone first to lay off, that's the testers that are the first in the line. DevOps is never first in the line because they need them badly. Testing is replaceable, but having huge set of skills about tools, everything, they can't find a resource that easily. So layoff is not layoffs are not that bothering DevOps people, if you ask. Anything else? You're welcome. Any other questions you have, you can ask me, no problem. Could you please tell me DevOps career packages? Packages, I don't know what your experience is, first of all, what you're earning right now. What if I know them, I can answer you how much hike you can ask. Career is good. Career is wonderful. My name is Ram. My name is Ram Appu. So yeah, if you can put in your current package, your current salary, I can tell you about it. But depends on projects, tools, architecture. What depends? What depends? What depends? Okay. See, in every project, there will be a team. They will be working on a certain set of tools, right? Even if you are learning the DevOps from top to bottom or from start to the end, you will not be going ahead and working with each and every tool that is there in the market, right? So they will be giving you a certain role. For example, cloud automation, they want you to work on. For example, Terraform EKS, they want you to work on. Like that. It really depends on the project. It really depends on the tools, architectures, etc. You have 7 lakh package, you can go for 11 or 12. In the next jump, in the next 5 years, I don't know about it. You're learning it now. So the next is safely, I can assume it to be 11. So it really depends on the skills again. So from then 5 years, I don't know, you will be expanding your career path. I know some of the DevOps engineers who are earning around 40 lakh to 50 lakh per annum. And there are some DevOps engineers I know who are earning around 8 to 9 lakhs. So yes, I don't want to disclose my salary over here or my work over here. Anything else? Yes, I am currently working as DevOps engineer. Yes. Yes. Any other questions you have? If you want where I am working, what is my salary, we can have a discussion in that. Placement assistance. Coming to the placement assistance, we have a huge batch of people who went into the market already. We have placed, we should not be saying we have placed. Ganesh will get mad at me. So there are so many people who attended the interviews and went into the markets. So we have references, and also we have the list of interview questions that are there, which will help you out in getting a job easily. First, you have to go with your skills. Then The placement assistance will always be there. We will help you in resume preparation, resume building, going to the interviews. We will give you interview questions. If there are any references in that company, we can give you references, etc., etc., etc. That is what we can do, but we can't go ahead and make you sit in IBM or Microsoft because they won't come to us.
So any other questions from anyone?
Any other questions you have? I think that's it, Ganesh. Yes.
Okay. Then if you don't have any questions, then we can wind up for now. Then I'll call you tomorrow. We are planning to start from like classes from Wednesday at 9 p.m. But I'll talk to you individually, like we'll discuss about the timings as well. We have two starts, one is in the morning and one is in the evening. So I'll talk to everyone and we can plan accordingly then.
Okay, and thank you for attending the demo. Thanks for your time. Good night. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you, Ganesh.
Thank you, Ram. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Ram.
Thank you.
Thank you.